Jem, it's finished Southport 0, Kingsland 2. Disappointing afternoon. Your thoughts?
Yeah, exactly that. Disappointing. Lost the game 2-0, like Tuesday. I thought in this game, if I look at the opposition, where they'll likely hit us, where we'll likely hit them. I thought it played exactly as it went. Direct on the big lad up top. Mayo.
Big side, aren't they?
Yeah, long throws at times. I thought that. I looked down and went, he's a massive compared to us. They had a bit more height and strength. Obviously a full-time club, they might have a little bit more fitness and haven't played in the week. Stayed over last night and prepared right, but I thought at times we didn't match up to that. But you've got to find a way sometimes when teams are big and strong, and they do look bigger with the big 9 playing, because he doesn't always play.
No.
They usually go with Marquettes up front on his own. So I thought we defended the long throw reasonably well. My disappointment was, if you are going to find a team, it's like a boxing match. If someone's getting the better of you and they're stronger than you can't trade off with them because there's only going to be one winner. But if you're a little bit more nimble and quicker, then you've got to do that to try and find a way of getting the better of your opponent. And my disappointment was the first half was a couple of little spells when it's a bobbly pitch, it's dry obviously, weather's gone, a bit warmer. You can see that bobbling at times, but we had some phases of play where we had some good passing moves and got in. We've had the one opportunity, a couple of little bits, but the one that come across to Marcus Carver, he's put it wide. It was a bit of an instinctive finish, if you like. And all I can remember, although they had a lot of territory, which again is probably caused by the big lad up front, because when they're knocking on him, it is a battle. And every time it went out in our half, we knew it was coming in the box with Freddie Sass's throw.
Yeah.
So I think we defended them all by one, and that one was obviously just went up, all the heads dropped down, and it was a great save by Tony McMillan.
Yeah.
That was the main point up until that game, until the main point of the game up until that minute. And then with this disappointed, we missed the tackle in the middle of the park, and the lads just did it. And Tony's been brilliant for us, to step in and all that. He's held his hand up. He kept us at 0-0 with that save, but he's disappointed with regards to the goal, how it goes in. It looked like it was no danger, and suddenly it's in the back of our net. So
seems like he's swirling all over.
Yeah, leg up. Well, whether he's moved too early or too, I don't know.
Yeah. It's
a specialised position that he'll look at it. But I think after that, no keeper in the Wales stops Josh Amari's free kick. Is what it is. We don't seem to do that. And after that, I think he could have a bit of a deck chair out second half, because that's the way it was.
Happen, did it,
but that's
today?
what brings me on. I've been saying it so often. I said to the lads there's enough experience in the group that when, alright, 1-0, we're 1-0 down, we're well in the game. We played a couple of little bits, but I was disappointed. Too many times it come out to us and we just went bang, straight back and straight. And they're a bigger, stronger side, so I was shouting on about taking a touch, just moving out and playing a little bit. And when we did that, we looked alright. But the second goal's criminal for me. I'm not a great strike, and everyone will go, oh, well, you can't do nothing about the strike, but the lead up to it. It's our throwing in the final third, and we work on throw-ins about crossovers and bouncing and playing into the target man or getting the feet and back. And the lads have just, because we've gone 1-0 down, it's all like, oh, helter-skelter. We end up going in back straight out of play, poor play. Then we all retreat with their back line to the halfway line. Freddie Sass has got the ball and looks like he's going to whack it down the line. And I'd rather defend the long throw down the line than going back to the keeper and letting your keeper bang it straight on the edge of our box. And that's what happens. We just walk back with Seek thinking Freddie Sass is going to whack it in. No one's saying stop it going to the keeper. You can't be offside or nothing. It's, we just walk back, and then it goes into the keeper takes it out of his feet, whacks it on the edge of our box. I've just looked at it, it's never a foul. Their lad actually runs into his own player, and there's a foul against Keenan Quansah, but after that we can't do nothing about it. So you're 2-0 down, you're thinking, there's been 3 shots on target, they've gained a bit of territory, they've whacked balls in our box. We've played some alright stuff at times, and 1 or 2 half chances. And then second half I thought we did well, but that's usually where the opposition have got something to cling on to. They're soaking it up. The lads have come in, it's the old story, we conceded, whatever, 3 shots on target, 2 goals. They've had a couple of headers from crosses or free kicks that have gone wide or something that tested Sony at all. But my argument is, we've had chances, but we haven't hit the target today.
No.
Too many times.
Not
I spoke. That's. We probably look at it and go, we've had 10, 12 shots, but how many's actually hit the target? You know, we haven't worked the opposition keeper at all. So we can say, yeah, we've had a few opportunities and bits and pieces, but you know, who's going to sniff out a little second phase ball in the box like Lemonson did to us on Tuesday night? Who's going to be on front foot thinking, well, if he flicks this on, I'm going to be on the move and go and hunt it down to get on the second or third phase? Who's going to come up with that moment of brilliance for us? Who, when you get in there, is going to compose themselves and hit the target? You know, we try to play at times. Obviously, it's difficult against a big, strong, physical side when they're leading the game. Another thing, too many offsides.
We did get called on, didn't we, today?
High line.
Yeah.
You know, like good lad Josh Coulson, come across him loads of times over the years, but we scored 3 against them last year, or 4, sorry, at their place. And there was a couple where we got in, you know, a couple down the side and all that, and we just didn't have that thought process just to come this way a yard to dart in. We go too early and get caught half a yard. Some of them looked a little bit dubious, but we were offside far too many times. And that might have been the chance we get in 1v1, go and get a goal, and then we're back in the game. But we let teams off the hook. So very disappointed. You know, that's my take on the game. I've only looked at the foul for the goal, second goal, which isn't. But it's got to be stopped at source, because you don't give defender throwing down yours. Well, it's our throwing to start. We give it away, let them off the hook. Then let's defender throwing down the side. Don't let go back to the keeper and let him bang it on the edge of your box. And ultimately, it was a great strike by Josh. We know we can do that. I've watched over all the set plays. I don't think he's done one this season. There's been plays this season that I've looked at, Dolan whacks a few in and then comes and scores and does that. There's nothing. That's too many goals conceded from outside the box. You know, so there's a little bit of work to be done, and we've got to bounce back. Big game Tuesday, won again today. They're cock a hoop at the minute, so
they're on form, Marine, aren't they?
They're in form. They've nicked a 1-0 today, and they seem to have the bit between the teeth. Little change around in personnel over the last month or two. Some coming, some going, but they've stumbled across a team that can get results. So you know, it's not one for the faint-hearted. We've got to go there and man up and do better than what we're doing. We've got to keep the ball better. We've got to make better decisions, like the lead up to the second goal. And you know, I was speaking before 2 games ago after Peterborough. Yeah, we're doing all right. We should have got something at Brackley. Very good against Darnson. Should have won the game. We deserved to win the game against Curzon, Farsley. And then we've let ourselves down with 2 home games. Failed to score again as well. So we've got to bounce back.
You've got a couple of players back today, but even more gone up. Have you, Danny? It's just incredible, isn't it? I know we've got to stop using it as an excuse, but
yeah, well, I've never done about it being an excuse, but ultimately when
it's happening, isn't it, Jed?
We've got a little bit illness around. You know, Danny trained on Thursday night, had to drop out halfway through, couldn't breathe and coughing and spluttering, so he was a write-off. Night Pearce was not 100%, but we lose him. We gain Sam Minnie, we brought Dan Pike in. You know, I keep going half a Ganu coming, looking really good. Thought his first start at Farsley, great. Has a freaky eye injury. Whether that's down to being the AstroTurf, we can't do nothing for 2 weeks. Goes back to see the doctor, we're thinking, great, we'll have him back. And he's struck him off for another 2 weeks, and you can't take chances with, you know, with your eye, your sight. So we miss him, and as I say, there's 7 or 8 players on that board in there that are missing at the minute. Jack Doyle, obviously regular left back. Your captain, your vice captain, Big Harry Flowers hasn't played all season. It is what it is. It's hampered us throughout, so I'm not going to start moaning about it now. Yeah, so that's where we're at.
We go again on Tuesday.
100%, yeah.
Thanks, Jim.